Okay, so I said I was going to make some more videos about this lab. Can't remember exactly. I think I might have said each part. I don't think I need to do every part. I do need to clarify some things. So if you look at the lab, I know in the past I was kind of working top to bottom, so I kind of didn't look ahead to this part. It does specify that you use a sequence. Mainly because you need to know what a sequence is, probably for historical purposes, and also it's going to be on the test. I did show you how to do one in the last video, so do go ahead and use this for your surrogate keys, your primary keys. So use that method. I wouldn't, I'd recommend like learning the other one too. You're going to see both, especially if you do work with databases in the future. More than likely, you can use identity in Oracle, and you will see it if you use SQL Server. But do use the sequence to make your auto number in this lab. Now, I think the rest of these things, you had indices in your previous class, the update and insert stuff. You've done all that. I think the only thing maybe you might not have seen a whole lot of is the view. So, and we did this too. Actually, I did this in previous videos, these alter statements. Something very similar to these. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show an example of a view. It's not going to be the one on this stuff. I won't allow you to do that one. But I just kind of want to show you, especially because I want to show you how I go about it. Here's how I do a view. I figure out what the view is going to be of and just do the select statement first. So I have this, I've been working with this in the other class, the basic class that you've had already. You might remember it. There was a product table in one of the labs, SQL Lab 2. And I'll show it this way because it's more condensed. So these are the things it has. One of them is a quantity on hand. So I'm thinking, like, what's a good scenario? Well, let's say we want a view of all the things that we're low on. So one way to do that, actually, let's restrict the columns too. So we'll do it this way. We'll do the P code, which is the primary key. Probably a description that helps give a person more information about whether they want to be really on top of getting it or not, depending on if they know something about what it is in their brain. And then we'll actually just show what the actual quantity on hand is. So that would be the new query. And so I'm working my way towards what the view is going to be. So I wanted this one to be for stuff that's low. I don't know if I ever mentioned that already, but the point of this is to give us a view of products that are kind of low. I'm going to define that as 10. So if there's less than 10 on hand, maybe supplies of that product in stock are getting low. So just double check the query, make sure it's the one you want. It looks like it probably is. Then you just create a view out of it. So create view as, and call this product. I'm going to put product first. Low. We'll call it running low. You can call it anything you want, really, but it's not as. It's the wrong word. Create view, the name of the view, and then as the query that you're creating it out of. So when you run this, and you're creating a view, I think it's a new structure in the database, so it doesn't matter, but it can't hurt to commit. I think you need to actually double check that on me. But because what it does is it creates a new structure in the database. So I think this is from the previous test of it. It'll just be basically it's kind of like a table. It's a virtual table. It's not a real table. What the things that in it are going to change as you run the program, as you run the database. So if the quantities change or whatever, some things will be in the view, some things won't over time. So it's kind of like an updated view of what's in the database. So it is a virtual table though, which means you can use a lot of your SQL queries on it as if it were just a table. So product running low, pretend that's the name of it. A table in your database. And you can do a query on it. You could even, like join it with other things, that sort of thing. But that's what a view would look like. And I think, and keep in mind also, like one of the big things about your databases when they're normalized is you have to create joins to bring everything back together. You can make a view that's got all the joins already. So anytime you're like doing query very, very often, it's something you should maybe think about. It's kind of like making a method almost. Consider whether you should just turn that query that you do all the time into a view.